Welcome to Wisdom. Aerodrome and runway elevation. The aerodrome elevation and geoid undulation at the aerodrome elevation position shall be measured to the accuracy of 1/2 meter or foot and reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority. For an aerodrome used by international civil aviation for non-precision approaches, the elevation and geoid undulation of each threshold, the elevation of the runway end and any significant high and low intermediate points along the runway shall be measured to the accuracy of 1/2 meter or foot and reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority. For precision approach runway, the elevation and geoid undulation of the threshold, the elevation of the runway end and the highest elevation of the touchdown zone shall be measured to the accuracy of 1/4 meter or foot and reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority. Aerodrome reference temperature. An aerodrome reference temperature shall be determined for an aerodrome in degrees Celsius. Aerodrome dimensions and related information. 1. Runway, true bearing to 1/100th of a degree, designation number, length, width, displaced threshold location to the nearest meter or foot, slope, surface type, type of runway and, for a precision approach runway category I, the existence of an obstacle-free zone when provided. 2.1 Strip runway end safety area stopway length, width to the nearest meter or foot, surface type, and 2.2 Arresting system location, which runway end, and description. 3. Taxiway, designation, width, surface type. 4. Apron, surface type, aircraft stands. 5. The boundaries of the Air Traffic Control Service. 6. Clearway, length to the nearest meter or foot, ground profile. 7. Visual aids for approach procedures, marking and lighting of runways, taxiways and aprons, other visual guidance and control aids on taxiways and aprons, including taxi holding positions and stop bars, and location and type of visual docking guidance systems. 8. Location and radio frequency of any war aerodrome checkpoint. 9. Location and designation of standard taxi routes, and 10. Distances to the nearest meter or foot of localizer and glide path elements comprising an instrument landing system, ILS, or azimuth and elevation antenna of a microwave landing system, MLS, in relation to the associated runway extremities. The geographical coordinates of each threshold shall be measured and reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority in degrees, minutes, seconds and hundredths of seconds. The geographical coordinates of appropriate taxiway center line points shall be measured and reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority in degrees, minutes, seconds and hundredths of seconds. The geographical coordinates of each aircraft stand shall be measured and reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority in degrees, minutes, seconds and hundredths of seconds. The geographical coordinates of obstacles in Area 2, the part within the aerodrome boundary, and in Area 3 shall be measured and reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority in degrees, minutes, seconds and tenths of seconds. In addition, the top elevation, type, marking and lighting, if any, of obstacles shall be reported to the Aeronautical Information Services Authority. Strength of pavements, applicable until the 27th of November 2024. The bearing strength of a pavement shall be determined. The bearing strength of a pavement intended for aircraft of apron, ramp, must greater than 5,700 kilograms shall be made available using the aircraft classification number pavement classification number, ACN-PCN, method by reporting all of the following information. 1. Pavement classification number, PCN. 2. Pavement type for ACN-PCN determination. 3. Subgrade strength category. 4. Maximum allowable tire pressure category or maximum allowable tire pressure value, and 5. Evaluation method. The PCN reported shall indicate that aircraft with an aircraft classification number, ACN, equal to or less than the reported PCN can operate on the pavement subject to any limitation on the tire pressure or aircraft all-up mass for specified aircraft types. The ACN of an aircraft shall be determined in accordance with the standard procedures associated with the ACN-PCN method. For the purposes of determining the ACN, the behavior of a pavement shall be classified as equivalent to a rigid or flexible construction. Information on pavement type for ACN-PCN determination, subgrade strength category, maximum allowable tire pressure category evaluation method shall be reported using the following codes. The bearing strength of a pavement intended for aircraft of apron, ramp, must equal to or less than 5,700 kg shall be made available by reporting the following information. 1. Maximum allowable aircraft mass, and 2. Maximum allowable tire pressure. Pre-flight altimeter check location. 1. One or more pre-flight altimeter check locations shall be established for an aerodrome. 2. The elevation of a pre-flight altimeter check location shall be given as the average elevation, rounded to the nearest meter or foot, of the area on which it is located. The elevation of any portion of a pre-flight altimeter check location shall be within 3 meters, 10 feet, of the average elevation for that location. Declared distances. The following distances shall be calculated to the nearest meter or foot for a runway intended for use by international commercial air transport. 1. Takeoff run available. 2. Takeoff distance available. 3. Accelerate stop distance available, and 4. Landing distance available. Condition of movement area and related facilities. Information on the condition of the movement area and the operational status of related facilities shall be provided to the appropriate Aeronautical Information Services units, and similar information of operational significance to the Air Traffic Services units, to enable those units to provide the necessary information to arriving and departing aircraft. The information shall be kept up to date and changes in conditions reported without delay. The condition of the movement area and the operational status of related facilities shall be monitored, and reports on matters of operational significance affecting aircraft and aerodrome operations shall be provided in order to take appropriate action, particularly in respect of the following. 1. Construction or maintenance work. 2. Rough or broken surfaces on a runway, a taxiway or an apron. 3. Water, snow, slush, ice, or frost on a runway, a taxiway or an apron. 4. Anti-icing or de-icing liquid chemicals or other contaminants on a runway, taxiway or apron. 5. Snowbanks or drift adjacent to a runway, a taxiway or an apron. 6. Other temporary hazards, including parked aircraft. 7. Failure or irregular operation of part or all of the aerodrome visual aids, and 8. Failure of the normal or secondary power supply. To facilitate compliance with 2.9.1 and 2.9.2, ICAO Annex 14, Aerodromes, Volume 1, the following inspections shall be carried out each day. 1. For the movement area, at least once where the aerodrome reference code number is 1 or 2 and at least twice where the aerodrome reference code number is 3 or 4, and 2. For the runways, inspections in addition to A, whenever the runway surface conditions may have changed significantly due to meteorological conditions. 3. Personnel assessing and reporting runway surface conditions required in 2.9.2 and 2.9.5, ICAO Annex 14, Aerodromes, Volume 1, shall be trained and competent to perform their duties. Runway surface conditions for use in the Runway Surface Condition Report. The runway surface condition shall be assessed and reported through a runway condition code, RUIC, and a description using the terms. Whenever an operational runway is contaminated, an assessment of the contaminant depth and coverage over each third of the runway shall be made and reported. When friction measurements are used as part of the overall runway surface assessment on compacted snow or ice-covered surfaces, the friction measuring device shall meet the standards set or agreed by the state. Information that a runway or portion thereof is slippery wet shall be made available. Notification shall be given to relevant aerodrome users when the friction level of a paved runway or portion thereof is less than the minimum friction level specified by the state in accordance with 10.2.3, ICAO Annex 14, Aerodromes, Volume 1. Visual Approach Slope Indicator Systems. The following information concerning a visual approach slope indicator system installation shall be made available. 1. Associated runway designation number. 2. Type of system according to 5.3.5.2, ICAO Annex 14, Aerodromes, Volume 1. For an ATVAS's, PAPI or RPAPI installation, the side of the runway on which the lights are installed, i.e. left or right, shall be given. 3. Where the axis of the system is not parallel to the runway center line, the angle of displacement and the direction of displacement, i.e. left or right, shall be indicated. 4. Nominal approach slope angles. For a TVAS's or an ATVAS's, this shall be angle O according to the formula in Figure 518, and for a PAPI and an RPAPI this shall be angle B plus C divided by 2 and A plus B divided by 2, respectively, as in Figure 520, and 5. Minimum eye heights over the threshold of the on-slope signals. For a TVAS's or an ATVAS's, this shall be the lowest height at which only the wing bars are visible. However, the additional heights at which the wing bars plus 1, 2 or 3 fly-down light units come into view may also be reported if such information would be of benefit to aircraft using the approach. For a PAPI this shall be the setting angle of the third unit from the runway -2, i.e. angle B-2, and for an RPAPI this shall be the setting angle of the unit farther from the runway -2, i.e. angle A-2. Coordination between Aeronautical Information Services and Aerodrome authorities. To ensure that Aeronautical Information Services units obtain information to enable them to provide up-to-date pre-flight information and to meet the need for in-flight information, arrangements shall be made between Aeronautical Information Services and Aerodrome authorities responsible for aerodrome services to report to the responsible Aeronautical Information Services unit, with a minimum of delay. 1. Information on the status of certification of aerodromes and aerodrome conditions, Ref. 1.4, 2.9, 2.10, 2.11 and 2.12 ICAO Annex 14, Aerodromes, Volume 1. 2. The operational status of associated facilities, services and navigation aids within their area of responsibility. 3. Any other information considered to be of operational significance. Before introducing changes to the air navigation system, due account shall be taken by the services responsible for such changes of the time needed by Aeronautical Information Services for the preparation, production and issue of relevant material for promulgation. To ensure timely provision of the information to Aeronautical Information Services, close coordination between those services concerned is therefore required. Of a particular importance are changes to aeronautical information that affect charts and/or computer-based navigation systems which qualify to be notified by the Aeronautical Information Regulation and Control (AIRAC) system, as specified in Annex 15, Chapter 6. The predetermined, internationally agreed AIRAC effective dates shall be observed by the responsible aerodrome services when submitting the raw information/data to Aeronautical Information Services. Thank you for watching.